Alright, so I'm just going to go through some of the weapons that I've been liking so far, best attachment setups that I've come up with, and my reasoning for it. So just go through the standouts on each class. So we already did the TR7, which is my favorite gun so far. Check out the video on that if you want. But another good one in the assault rifle category is the M433. Not my favorite at long range, but decent, close to mid. So this is the attachment setup I'm running. Flash hider again to stay off world spotting every time you shoot your gun, because if you're not using a flash hider or a suppressor, every time you fire your gun, the diamond will appear above your head for all the enemies to see that are looking at your direction. So it gives away your position every time you fire your gun. But if you have a flash hider or a suppressor, that doesn't show up. But flash hider does still show you on the minimap, whereas suppressors will keep you off the minimap outside of 15 meters. So you would think suppressors would be used for like close quarters, sneaky situations, but it doesn't work that way. But if you want to stay off the minimap beyond 15 meters, you're going to need a suppressor, whereas flash hider doesn't help there. You got the extended barrel for added bullet velocity, the best vertical recoil grip you can get, because the recoil is a bit bouncy side to side on this gun, so definitely going to need that. And then we have the 36 round mag, just because I prefer having extra bullets for more kill potential, more damage potential. And then the red laser, so anything with, if you're going to be hip firing, so this gun's a little bit slower handling, 250 milliseconds, so to be useful in close quarter situations, you're going to need at least the red laser. I feel like the red laser is good enough, especially in that 10 meter range where it's going to be most important. You don't really need the more expensive green or blue lasers, which tighten up the hip fire even more. As long as it's useful within that 10 meter range, should be alright. But the green and blue can do a little bit farther out, so maybe like 20 meters. Recoil is a little bit too bouncy at the longer ranges, so you're gonna have to burst and tap. Decent gun overall. Not my favorite, but decent enough, especially in that close quarters 10 meter range with the hip fire. So that's the assault rifles. We'll go through the carbines. So my favorite here is going to be the SG553. This is the attachment setup I'm running against. Similar basic concept. So you're running the flash hider to stay off world spotting. Extended barrel for added bullet velocity, especially on this one it matters, because 500 bullet velocity is terrible. So 650 is not the greatest, but it's better than 500 for sure. Best vertical recoil grip, best. We got extended mag, and then the red laser for those close range hip fire situations again. So I actually prefer this over the M433. It's more accurate at those longer ranges. It doesn't have pure time to kill potential, but if you can't hit your shots, time to kill doesn't really matter. So this is really good up close, out to mid range. Definitely my favorite carbine, but M4A1 is also another good one. Same concept, everything's the same. Flash hider, extended barrel, vertical grip, 36 round, red laser. So these weapons pretty much want to be the same. You want them to be usable in that close quarter situation within 10 meters without actually having to ADS. And then you also want mid-range usability as well, so you're going to need to control the recoil there. Another really good gun too. SMGs, I really like the SCW-10. Same thing again, flash hider, extended barrel. So the 25 round mag is pretty much a necessity on this, because it starts with a 15 round mag, which is abysmal. 20 rounds, not really enough. 25 round, even 25 rounds, not really enough, but it's the highest it goes to, and it costs 45 points, so you're not really going to be able to spec too much beyond that. But I got the extended barrel in there, the red laser for within 10 meters, so you don't have to ADS, and then the mag catch for slightly faster reload. So Don't have to aim there. Long range, you're gonna struggle, but close to mid. Very good. And then LMGs, so I haven't really used too many LMGs, but based on the stats and the handling, I think the L110 is a really good one, and the M250 is another really good one. M250 is probably going to be better for those longer ranges because that's primarily what you want to be using the LMG for anyway. So I haven't really unlocked any of the attachments, it's just what it came with. Suppressor, I would say, is definitely worth running, especially on LMGs, because you're usually going to be stationary and just doing suppressive fire, so you don't really want to be showing up on the minimap at those medium to long ranges. So give away your position, is best to have that stealth, that way people don't know where you are, so you can keep just firing without the entire map knowing exactly where you are and focusing their attention on you. So that's important. I would say an extended barrel would be good too, but haven't unlocked that yet. And then bipod's good if you're going to mount or go prone to control the recoil. 50 round mag, and then optic, magnified optic would be better than just the one times, but too much magnification is not great either. I would say anywhere from like a 1.5 to a 3 would be good. That way you can see the targets a little bit better at longer ranges, but without sacrificing too much close range viability, because if zoom is way too much, it's going to be harder to hit targets close range. So yeah, I would definitely want a red laser too, just for those super close quarter situations, so you don't have to ADS, because 433 millisecond ADS is terrible. Same for this one. So same basic concept. Let's actually look at the attachments here. So I have this version here. So same thing, suppressor, extended barrel, but I don't really have a whole lot unlocked here. I could put the red laser to see how that helps with the close range of fire. Oh, that's still terrible. Did I actually put that on there? Yeah, I did put it on there. But the hip fire spread's still really bad. So yeah, you're probably gonna need the green or the blue. That doesn't really help. Hip fire is still really bad. So yeah, it's manageable recoil and decent at longer ranges, which is what you're wanting. So same basic strategy, suppressor, some type of magnified optic, ideally a laser, to tighten up the hip fire spread within that 10 meter range, so you can hit your shots close without having to ADS. But basic idea for any LMG, if you're going to use it for its intended purpose. Then we got DMRs. I haven't really used any of the DMRs, but the standouts for headshot potential are going to be M39 and the SVDM. If you're getting headshots, they're very good, whereas body shots is not the greatest. So. You can hit headshots, M39 and the SVDM are going to be the better ones, but I haven't really used them, so I don't really have any attachments on them. But what I would want would be like a suppressor, at the very least a flash hider, but preferably a suppressor, so you're staying off the minimap, because you're going to be wanting to use this weapon medium to long range ideally, so you don't want to be showing up on the minimap for everybody to see, to give away your position. So suppressor would be really good, extended barrel would be really good. Some of the weapons do benefit from the bullets that increase headshot damage, but you have to check the time to kill chart to see which ones are worth using, because they are kind of expensive. Hollow point and then the synthetic rounds are super expensive. So, and then like another magnified optic for these would be good too. So anywhere from like a 1.5 to 3 again. Maybe a little bit longer if you're trying to keep it always at that long range, but I prefer to have a little bit more versatility. So, and then I don't know how much these lasers would actually help hip fire. Let's see what the standard hip fire doesn't look too bad. So tighten it up a little bit might help, but for those super close quarter situations. And then we got sniper rifles. So haven't really used sniper rifles either, but just go over what I would want on a sniper rifle. So this is just the custom build that came with it. So suppressor, again, same thing. You're going to want a suppressor to stay off world spotting and off the minimap at those long ranges. You don't want to be giving away your position as a sniper. So if you're not using a suppressor, you're going to show up on the minimap. And that's definitely not what you want. So you'll still show up within 15 meters, but if you're keeping your range, you'll be pretty much invisible, at least from the minimap and world spotting. So that's going to be important. Extended barrel for better bullet velocity, because faster bullet velocity, the more likely it is to hit your target, and less bullet drop, I would believe. Rangefinder would be good too, because right now if you bind the rangefinder zeroing to your fire button, it'll automatically adjust the scope, so you'll be just a headshot. So you don't even have to adjust the ranges. You just fire the gun on the target and it'll adjust the range when you fire it and hit exactly where you're aiming. So that's definitely worthwhile. Don't really have anything there. And then a long scope, so 6 to 8 times, 10 times, whichever ones you prefer. Anything that would help maybe with ADS, just so you have slightly faster aim down sights. But I haven't really messed around too much with snipers, so that's what I would be looking for as far as a sniper goes. Suppressor to stay off the minimap, extended barrel for better bullet velocity, rangefinder for easy headshots at any range, and then a long scope, whichever you prefer most. Yeah. Shotguns, I don't really like shotguns, don't really use shotguns. So it really depends on what you prefer. So you have your faster firing shotgun that's not going to be a one shot at point blank or any range, but it shoots faster, so it's more forgiving than you have your 2 one-shot weapons here. This one has better range for one shot with a slower fire rate, whereas this one shoots faster but has less range for one shot. So yep, that's it. For this one, I will continue trying out some of the weapons and seeing which ones stand out. So I'll try to focus on the ones that stand out in pure time to kill potential. But if I find weapons that I really like, I'll definitely cover those here as well, with the attachment combinations that I like, that I feel like gets the best out of it. But the general idea is going to be the same for most of the weapons. You just want to play to its strengths, using the attachments that play to its strengths while also covering for its weaknesses. So slow ADS weapons, you're going to want to have a laser to tighten the hip fire so you don't have to ADS in close range, that kind of stuff. And then high recoil weapons, you're going to want to compensate for recoil at longer ranges. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.